Hey there, friends. Thanks for stopping by Harvey Cat Homestead. I wanted to give you guys a garden tour, and this is a learning curve experience for me. So just be aware, this is not ideal. This is actually something I have never experienced while gardening in this location. And we've been here 5 years, so I just wanted to give you an update on the garden and what it looks like after the deer here have gotten very comfortable with it. So this may not be my favorite garden tour ever, but I just want to be honest with you guys and show you what we have going on. So you can kind of see right off the bat, there's a fair bit of damage. They've gotten a hold of this sweet potato right here and my beans. And of course, when I come out here, it starts raining. It wasn't raining a second ago. The beans are decimated. They're still producing, amazingly. And the deer have kind of been like moving through this area. They haven't gotten a hold of my cowpeas yet, which kind of surprises me. I figured that they would be interested in those just as much as they're interested in the green beans. But they also haven't really liked these beans. They've done a little bit of nibbling, but these guys, no, well, okay, so there's a little more damage on this side, but the top of it is not nearly as bad as what these guys down here are. The tomatoes are done. There, you can tell there's a few more fruit on there, but the trouble with those is they have wormies, so that's fun. And our glorious, crazy pumpkins, there's a couple that are probably still ripe, but they have bitten the dust. Like, this is a hot mess over here, but I'm just allowing that to continue. There are still a few pumpkins attached to the vine, and if it can actually hold them to full production, that's great. The deer have also eaten this jicama, which is supposed to be poisonous. So I don't know, they've nibbled it a bit, but I don't think it's enough to kill a deer. So we're going to kind of give these time and allow them to recover in terms of these green beans. So these are the ones on the ground are dragon's tongue, and then those were rattlesnake. And the rattlesnake one seemed to have fared a bit better. I really think that's probably just because it's up on a vine, or it is a vine that is up in the air. Yeah, these pumpkins, man, they've seen better days. The deer have been enjoying the okra. All of this is, yeah, it's all got nibbled. Nibbled is a nice way to say it. They were chewing on these cucumbers too, but it seems that they've kind of not shown any interest. You can tell I haven't come out and harvested. There are other pests that are getting a hold of these things. Like that goop right there is from a worm that is inside of that, eating it. I've just had entirely too much going on, and I'm at the point, I guess most of us are probably at the point where it's like, you know what? If it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well, it's the end of the year. It's kind of time to do fall garden stuff. Like, still need to be out here pulling weeds and things, but there's only so much of me to go around. And I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I'm getting a cold too. Still haven't really put anything in this bed here. It's just ageratum. That's an annual. We got a couple of lizard babies. Hey, friends. Happy to see you here. They've probably been living high on the hog with all the... There's another one. I've noticed lizards really like the kind of soil that I use. It's very good for them to lay eggs in. But with all of the squash bugs that have been totally devouring all of these pumpkins, those little lizards they've been eating good, haven't you, buddy? Those are just little eastern anoles. They're great. They kind of change color depending on where you're at. So where they're at, like if they're against a green leaf or a brown leaf, they try to blend in, which is really cool. So here's more deer damage on the okra. They've kind of come up. They really, really like the ground cherry. They got a hold of it pretty good, which makes me really sad, but whatever. I actually did this. So I was completely beyond overwhelmed with my cucumber harvest. So I just came in and trimmed off the bottom of these gherkins and left them to kind of, I'll pull them off the vine once they're dried, just because it's easier for me to do that way. We've had a few of these Catania watermelons get ripe. These are a little trickier in terms of determining when they are ready to go. The ones where that tendril right here, that one's starting to turn black. Some of them have turned black, and then when I've pulled them off, they've still been white inside. So there are a few things as disheartening as a watermelon that you've picked too early. Anyway, so the deer haven't bothered much over here except for that apple tree. They kind of got on the other end of it and started nomming, and then they've nibbled on some of this black futsu squash that's been growing. They've only nibbled the leaves so far. Now, I haven't been out here today, so I couldn't tell you if they've actually done any damage to the fruit, but you can see I've got that one big Dutch fork pie pumpkin over there that is nearly ready to be harvested. He's still got some green on him. These Kajari melons are kind of killing me. We've had a lot of rain here in central North Carolina, and what happens with these is the second they're ripe, they burst, especially if there's a lot of rain. So he's ruined, and that one over there is ruined. I can grab that one. Whenever we're done chatting, I'm going to come back and grab that Kajari melon. They taste great. They're kind of like a cross between a cantaloupe and a honeydew melon. But so here's more deer damage all along these pumpkins, all through there. You can tell I do have some more. Obviously, these are unripe. Several of these Dutch fork pie pumpkins. I think we're going to get quite a few. I mean, you can tell. I mean, that's a deer that scuffed it up right there and has come through here. I've been told that deer will actually crush your fruit itself. Like they'll stomp it and eat it. But I'm really hoping that doesn't happen because these are big and they've been in here for a long time. I don't like the idea of losing a harvest. Obviously, no gardener does. But they have been, this deer, ugh. I had to wrap up my little almond tree because you can tell, you can see, well, I mean, just look at the mulberry behind it. The mulberry here, the complete lower third of it's just decimated. It's just been devoured, which is crazy because our woods are full of this tree. Like, why wouldn't they just get the ones in the woods? No, they have to come eat the ones out of my garden. Anyway, poor little mulberry got blew up. Almond tree got blew up too. So this is just insect netting, and I've got just some tomato clips and some twine on there holding it down, and it's done a pretty good job. Obviously, I didn't cover the thing completely, but the parts that are underneath there are fine. I will tell you, it doesn't make me feel great to have this on here because especially in almond tree, which is kind of in the peach family, they're pretty susceptible to any kind of fungal stuff, and I don't know, I don't like covering it up. I want more air circulation there, but it is what it is. Deer have not bothered the elderberry or really anything else down here, just the mulberry and the almond and a couple of the apple trees. This watermelon has tasted absolutely amazing. So this watermelon is one that I didn't plant. This one was a volunteer. And this one is easier to tell when it's ripe. It tastes amazing. I mean, obviously there's seeds in it. It's not like a seedless watermelon you'd buy at Walmart, but it tastes phenomenal. There's more deer damage. So I have on the way, it's supposed to arrive tomorrow, more deer damage. They've gotten a hold of those beans and there's nothing left of them. Anyway, I have decided to purchase on Amazon it makes noise. I don't know. It does like either a dog barking or a gunshot or any number of different sounds, and you can change it, which is good because with deer, they get used to just about anything. So anything that you're not either changing the position on or changing the mode of action, whatever, they're gonna get used to it. I mean, we tried everything at the zoo from bobcat pee to the lion pee. I mean, all kinds of different stuff. And I mean, just your regular deterrent methods. One thing that we used there that actually worked pretty well was we used a motion activated irrigation sprayer. So that worked pretty well in one area. So if you're having problems with deer, that may be worth a shot. It bothered my indigo plant. Of all things, I would not have expected them to want to eat indigo. But, you know, whatever. I hadn't messed with a cardoon. The cardoon looks really good. This is another watermelon that just popped up. I've kind of been waiting for it all year to see if it's going to do anything at all. At this point in the year, I'd be very surprised if it produces, but it's got a flower on it, so, you know, maybe. We'll see. My cantaloupe are starting to ripen. Cantaloupe is another one, kind of like those Kajari melons, that if you're not watching them real close, they could pop off and just be gone. Like they could split and rot very easily and very quickly. Not like the pumpkins over here. These pumpkins, man. This thing is so good. He's so good. Look at, here's in comparison to my feet. He's a biggin. I'm very excited about him. So, let me see if I can find a little bit. Yeah, the deer have been eating on this apple as well. You see there's just bare stems. I'm kind of glad that I haven't had time to get out here and prune them, because if I had pruned them, then that's a whole other level of stress that they would be having to deal with on top of being eaten by deer. So, you know, me not having time, I guess, was a positive in this situation. Look, they ate that strawberry. They ate the top off of that strawberry. I wish they'd eat this basil coming up. I've got more of it than I know what to do with. So yeah, you can tell a deer stood right there and munched on this. You can see right where he scuffed up the ground. All that loose mulch right there. Well, maybe this will be a good thing when deer season actually hits. And Michael will have some lovely meat to capture right out of the yard. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm a little discouraged, to be completely honest with you. I'm hesitant about starting anything with the fall garden now. I'm really hoping that that scare tactic actually works well, because, well, then I won't feel as guilty coming out and actually planting seedlings, because a lot of those things I'm getting ready to start inside just in the next few days here, next few weeks. So we'll hopefully have a bit better luck with our poor little plants. Well, I guess I need to get to harvesting and stuff out here. It's going to continue to rain, so I need to get on the ball. But thanks for coming and checking out my hot mess of a garden with me. And I hope you guys have a great day. I really, really do. Thanks for hanging out. This has been Sam at Harvey Cat Homestead, and I hope you have better luck with deer than I do. Bye, friends.